Hello everyone, my name is Xavier, I'm 15 years old, and this is my first video. So I started this channel because I really wanted to help all the young men out there who really wanted to change their lives and or make it better. And I'll be doing that by giving you guys some science-based education that I've used that really helped me or that I'm using right now. And my goal is to bring all of you viewers along my journey of becoming the greatest version of ourselves. On my channel, I'm going to communicate all the mistakes I have committed and all the successful things that I've got. And this follows the quote, if you guys have heard it before, that men learn from their mistakes, but wise men learn from other men's mistakes. And well, I'm going to try to teach you guys everything that I got here, transmit it to you guys, so you guys become the greatest versions of yourself. So on my channel, I'll be talking about fitness. So all the things of getting an aesthetic body. So building muscle growth essentially, and also endurance training, stuff like that. I'll also be talking about diet. So for nourishment of your body, that promotes health and longevity, for focus. And I'll also be talking about discipline, willpower, and mindsets to achieve your goals. That will hopefully help you guys. So as the title of my video might suggest, the video this video talks about my story and how I got to where I am right now. And it all started from when I was a young baby. So when I was a young baby, I used to be super fat, like a real marshmallow basically. I had these grease lines around my stomach, full of fat. I was super chubby. But then one day, my mother, she got hospitalized of sickness. My father, he was occupied by his university exams, so I was left alone in my crib. And on that moment, I lost all the comfort that I had from my mother. My father was there to watch me, and from then on, I started having a lot of anxiety, and I started losing a lot of fat, getting slimmer, and slimmer. So when I was a young whippersnapper, my father he tried educating me on just simple maths, like I think 2 plus 2, 6 plus 4, things like that. And the first time he tried to make me understand, I started crying because I didn't understand anything, and I cried for I think 2 hours straight. And my father, he was just shaking like this to try to wake me up, but nothing. Like it's like if no one was home, and so I just cried and cried and cried, and it's because I didn't understand. And when I didn't understand something, I thought that if I didn't understand, that I couldn't achieve what I didn't understand. So I just cried and cried and cried, hoping that something would change, but nothing did. One day, I was annoying my father and my brother, and they thought that might as well put that energy to use. So my father, he told me to do a plank position and try to hold it. So I was holding it, thinking it was funny, just like this, just holding it straight. And it was fun until the moment that my father he wouldn't let me like fall until I was like super tired. And then 45 minutes passed, and I was literally crying. My arms were shaking. I was crying on the floor. I was trying to cheat by lifting my waist instead of being straight to my waist, but my father put a chair for me to stop doing that. And my father, he was cheering me on. I was like, "Go, go, go!" And I just kept on crying. And then an hour hit, and when an hour hit, my arms they just gave up. I couldn't even do the plank anymore. And that's when I looked at my father, and he looked surprised, and he was proud of me. He didn't think I would have been able to do an hour, and I did. And when he told me about that, that's when it clicked in my mind, and I was like, wait, I can actually do things if I put my mind to it, and if I put the hard work. And that's one of the main focuses, and a lot of times I remember that time and that's one of the things that drives me to keep on going to my goals. So once I started getting older, my parents they thought that I would switch schools. So if I give you a little story, my first school, it was more of a school of learning social skills, so learning friends, making some projects, stuff like that, but no like real academics like science, history, math, stuff like that. So they decided that I switched schools. And that was in fourth grade. I switched schools, and the first day I had a written assignment. And when I did the written assignment, I was horrible. I got a horrible grade. I didn't even know how to write correctly, and I had the same mindset as when I was doing maths, the basic maths I did with my father when I was a child. So I thought that I sucked. I couldn't do it. Fourth grade passed. I thought I was horrible. Math, science, every single subject, I was horrible. And then in fifth grade is when I thought that, you know what? My grades suck because I missed 4 years of academics, so I'll blame it on those 4 years. It's not on me. It's on those 4 years that I missed. So I was like, nope, not responsibility. And that's in fifth grade when I realized that. So I didn't force myself a lot at school. But then, but I really had a passion for art stuff and the concept of like drawing, painting, things like that. So my father, he told me to try instead of just studying, reading, for what I had for my exam, to try to actually draw it. And at first, well, I mean, as a young kid, you're like, why would I do extra work? So of course, I didn't want to do it. But my father, when he saw me do that, he forced me to do it. So even though I didn't, with like if I didn't want to, I still did it. And when the exam came, well, I felt the exam was a little easier. And when I received my grade back, well, I had an 85%. Now, for a lot of you viewers, maybe 85% is good. Maybe for some of you guys, it's bad. Well, to me, it was really, really good since it was around 25% higher than my average. So I had like an average around 60. My grade is super, super bad, and I had an 85, jump 25%. For me, at that age, that was huge. And so I thought that, wow, I can really do something with also grades, not just normal simple maths, but actually things that are harder to understand if I just put work into it. And so from then on, I just kept on doing the drawings. It was helping me a lot with my grades. And my fifth grade teacher actually noticed that my grades jumped super high. And so she asked my parents to come to school and to ask them like what they did to me. And because she was really surprised that like my grades jumped that high. And from then on, like people started calling me, oh, genius, stuff like that. It's nothing. But yeah, they started calling me stuff like that. I felt super happy. And that's when my mindset changed for the grades, and I was actually able to get better grades. And from then on, I just got better and better and better. So even though my grades were getting better, I still had other problems I was facing. So for example, my perception, paying attention, bad habits, so laziness, playing video games, stuff like that. And every single time that I would have a problem and encounter with one of these problems or a bad habit, my father, when he would notice, he would always give me a pep talk. And these pep talks were always super, super useful since he would always bring me back to the times where I had the most trouble. For example, and he would always go back to the example. And specifically, the first one would be the 1 hour of plank push-up, and the second one, my drawings and the grades, since those two were times where I clicked and I changed drastically. So every single time you point this back, I always developed my mindset, and it always got better. So, for example, paying attention, well, he would always tell me like, oh, look around, stuff like that, and he would give examples on how I put actually hard I focused on the 1 hour of plank. I focused on the drawings, studying, stuff like that. So why couldn't I focus on paying attention? So that was a way that my attention level, if you want, got risen. Yeah, leveled up. And so and that's when I started like destroying my bad habits, leveling up the good habits. That's when I actually thought that with anything, as long as you put hard work in and you really really believe that you're able to make it, you will. And I wrote that once you change a way of looking at yourself and life, you'll naturally achieve greater heights. And so once I realized that I was actually able to make myself better at all the things that I would work on, I started wondering that if I can get better grades, I can do, I can, I can focus, pay attention, I can remove bad habits and build good ones. I thought, what other things can I do to make my life better? And that's where I started developing discipline, willpower, getting a growth mindset. For all of you guys who don't know what a growth mindset is instead of, for example, saying, "Oh, I want, let's say, a nice body." Well, how can I get a nice body? Would be how a growth mindset person would think. And so every single time that I thought that, oh, okay, I would want to have this, I always change to how can I have this? And so right now it would be for me making money, getting getting a better body, and also of course leveling up my health and to prolong all that stuff. So that's when I started listening to like Hamza, the Andrew Huberman podcasts, Tom Bilyeu, Alex Hermosi, and these podcasts they really help me. And if you guys like, you can also check them out. I really recommend them. Super educational, super super good. They really make you question what you've been doing your whole life. So I really like that. It grows your mindset quite a lot. So I would really go recommend. And yep, this is my first video. Hope you guys enjoyed it.